underway in the Pacific Northwest. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL. And Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, for that young guy who's putting an NFL helmet on for the very first time, running out of that tunnel, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
One to his right. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down. So the Raiders come out, and Greg, they make a change at quarterback in the offseason. It is now year 13 for Geno Smith, but year 1 in silver and black.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason, and get him a couple live reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. It's Geno. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. 10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. Good for a Raider 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely inside the red zone.
He'll get this out to the left side. And he's brought down. After a gain of 6 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
At the 8-yard line.
Here we go. A run. Genty. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take it on in. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Steven Sims to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Seahawks offense ready now for their second drive. And Greg, week 1 here in the preseason. Look, we know a lot of the guys who are going to make the roster, but there's still a lot to happen in training camp that players can find their way to a spot on the opening Sunday.
No, we hear these stories all the time, Mike, where there's a little buzz about a guy in training camp and coming out of the local beat reporters and maybe the coaches talking about him a little bit. But then there's the surrounding questions.
To the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner.
And while he's still a rookie and he's going to have his ups and downs, this is the player they thought they were getting when they selected him in this previous year's draft. I mean, he looked almost like a savvy veteran there, baiting that quarterback into that throw. He had great anticipation. He was on time in his drive. And then he plucks that ball out of the air, and he almost looks like a wide receiver.
Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. First down, Vegas.
So the challenge of these jet sweeps, Mike, is they happen so fast. Nowadays in these offenses, there's so much pre-snap motion that you don't know if the receiver's just going in regular motion or are they timing it up with the snap to give him the jet sweep. So when you don't get an early read, you see the leverage and the contain of the defense break down. And these receivers and the way they can run, they get out into space, they're a handful to track down. It's so easy for us up here in the booth, Mike, to say, hey, that's the wrong read. He's got to pull that and take it to the outside. But I promise you, it happens so fast. And these defensive players have gotten so good at giving false indicators. Sometimes it's hard for the quarterback to know, should I give it or should I pull?
Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
Oftentimes in the NFL, Mike, blitzing a good quarterback can kind of be feast or famine, because what you do is you actually speed up their process of identifying the open target. So in this case, it's an underneath safety outlet, but the reason he went there so fast is because
he's in. Michael Mayer. Touchdown, Vegas.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, the play fake gets its job done, and so too does the tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open, and in this case, results in the touchdown.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They're in an early hole, 14-0. Start digging out soon. Begin this drive, 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Watch the motion.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Flushed to his left, and he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
The relationship between the pass rush and the pass coverage is critical. The better you rush the passer, the more pressure you can take off your coverage, and that's a great example why.
Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That's to the rookie from Miami, Elijah Arroyo. It's a pickup of 12 as they wind up converting on 4th down. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. On play action, here's Darnold. That's to the right side, and it will complete.
Just doesn't seem to me right now that he's seeing the field very well. I mean, that last possession results in the pick. We'd expect him to come back out here and be a little bit more careful with the ball, find easier completions, find the better matchup. And instead, he puts the ball back in harm's way, and he's lucky that wasn't another interception. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He's going to dial up another deep ball, and he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. A big play for Seattle, 32 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. They'll go play action with Darnold. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. The pressure gets there, and he goes down. A sack that should be the final play of this first quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Raiders with the early lead. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Seahawks football beginning this 2nd quarter as they got it with a 3rd and long ahead. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. On 4th down, the veteran Jason Myers for the Seattle field goal. This a 46-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And this one sent all the way over the back line. No thought of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out per the new rule to the 35-yard line. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
There hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
On 2nd down, O'Connell. That's into the hands of the... Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Seahawks scoop it up. One of those exciting moments in a football game. There is a turnover and a fumble, and all of a sudden the guys who were on defense, they're starting to think like offensive players, Greg. They really wanted to take that back the other way.
And I think for that offense, they're fortunate that didn't lead to a touchdown, because for a minute, I thought the defender was going to take it all the way back, but either way, winds up with a pretty nice return, and his offense is in great position.
The Seahawks offense ready to take over once more. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now runs for the first time for the veteran Raheem Mostert. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 10 on the Seahawks 44-yard line.
On play action, O'Connell. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5.
39 yards.
The first 2 drives yielded touchdowns. Now they can make it 3-4-3. It is 1st and goal. Here's O'Connell. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line. Derek Hall getting in there for the sack. It's got to feel great as he gets this preseason off on the right foot. Throwing on 2nd down. O'Connell. And they get a little bit back there, but still a long ways to go. Coming up with 3rd and goal.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
So a sack is definitely not ideal, Mike, but the last thing you want to do down here on this part of the field is turn the ball over by forcing a play that's not there. So he sees time running out. He's got no choice but to eat the ball, but at least he can live to play another down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Out of the shotgun, O'Connell. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. The motion man is Johnson. A 2nd down throw for O'Connell. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot based on what there was.
To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Raiders. Now Carlson to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Raiders move out to a 21-3 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Seahawks offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Let's go. Off the play fake. It's locked. It's incomplete.
And really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down.
Here we go, set.
From the gun, it's locked. Flush to his right. He's going to let this one go deep. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often like that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception, but boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
2nd and 7. From the gun, it's O'Connell. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Now timeout Vegas. That is their second. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now O'Connell. Throw on the run is complete. It'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come. This 4th down is looming.
A 36-yard attempt.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
It all comes back to the turnover, and that's why this is such a critical emphasis for all teams in these situations, Mike. So you're trying to steal some points before the half on offense, but now you end up giving the ball back to your opponent, giving them an opportunity to come away with some points of their own.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and